on the road today in Owatonna, visiting the Orphanage Museum, talking about fun things that there are to do, interesting things that there are to do this summer with your family. And I'm going to be visiting with Anne Peterson. She is the museum manager here. She's going to tell us all about how this place was started, how you can book a tour, how you can come and visit, and also in a special event that they have coming up.
Here. This is Harvey and his wife, Maxine Ronglin. They are the ones that started the museum. Harvey was a state school kid himself, and he came in 1932 and he left when he was 16. He didn't go into a family, he lived in an apartment downtown. But he came back after the war and lived in Owatonna. He worked for the public utilities, and he was having a his good life. He had his wife and he had his two kids. But Harvey had a drinking problem, and they did an intervention with him in 1981, and his kids said, it had been his father's problem, his grandfather's problem, and they said, it's going to stop here. Well, he went to Hazelden and quit. Good for him. But they told him there that he was suffering from abandonment and lack of love. He was born into a chaotic family. His mom had 9 kids in 12 years. Wow. And then she developed consumption, TB. And so she got sent away, and the dad, because of his drinking, got in trouble with the law. So he went away for a while, and then that's when the county intervened. His wife really believes that Harvey was born to do this, to create this memory. When the state sold the property, they auctioned off everything. Really? Yes. So a woman who had been a state schooler purchased this, and then when the museum got started, she donated it. This is on May 16th of 1938. Wow. And Harvey is right there. Oh my goodness. There's 500 kids up here plus 100 adults. That's what it looked like about 1900. So the only building that's still standing is the one that we are in here. There was a child saving movement out from the East Coast, and they were putting the kids on the orphan trains, and so that was child saving. Okay, so Minnesota thought, well, we're going to do our own version of child saving. We are going to build one location and send the kids from all the counties to that, and it was called the state school because they wanted to get them educated, because before this institution was built, it was actually created by a law of the state of Minnesota. The children were put in the county poor farms, or the destitute adults. Oh, wow. Petty criminals, undiagnosed mental illness, whatever. And they didn't want the children to be growing up with that influence. Yeah. So they thought, if we bring them here to this place, we're going to get them educated, we're going to get them healthy, then they would be placed out, or people would be just coming to get the children. Right. Adoption, and that didn't happen. They weren't going to take children under 3, but they ended up needing to build a nursery. So they had their hospital, and that's the nursery building on the wall. So it was large. Yes. And kids were there till they were about 4 or 5. And then they got put into another cottage. The boys were placed by their age because there were so many boys. Now this little dress, she was adopted, and that's what she wore that day. Oh. And when the museum started, she saved it and she gave it back here.
So it sounds like not many of them ended up being adopted? Is that,
I have heard 4%, and there were 10,635 children. I was thinking it was more like 16%.
Even so, they were thinking it was going to go a lot better than this. Yeah, they were thinking. They'd be here
for 7 months, and somebody would take them. We get a lot of people walking in off the street, and the city has, I was gracious to let us be here. We also do group tours, so I have one tomorrow. That's a mystery tour, and I'm not going to talk about it because they're in your listening area. Okay. They would contact the museum.
Okay, so that's how they would be able to do a tour.
Our internet site is orphanagemuseum.com.
Okay.
So that's pretty simple, right?
Yes, I love it when it's easy. orphanagemuseum.com.
But if they just want to, do it on their own, it's set up to do that as well.
You've got
You've upgraded to QR codes.
Whoa, you are fancy.
So we have brochures like this. If people, when they come, if they want to walk the grounds, they can pick up a little brochure here and go listen to Harvey's voice.
So how about special events?
Okay, well, in September, I'm not sure now how many years it is. It might be like 8 or 9. There was called the Fall Celebration, and we have characters that dress up like different people who actually lived here.
Wow.
And so people are able to walk around and talk to them, converse. They will share, their stories. People seem to really enjoy that. So we have a lady who plays the nurse, Miss Putter, who came from Germany.
Oh.
And so she's perfected her German accent.
That's great.
This is the room for 60 years. This is how society, or the state of Minnesota anyway, handled their dependent children. And before that, it was the county poor farm, and then after that, it became foster care.
Yeah, wow. Thank you so much, Anne, for this amazing tour, and just to know that this is here.
That is one of it's a hidden gem. It's a
is.
really unique piece of Minnesota history.
It is. Yeah, thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Anne.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more Midwest Access after this.